Last year, 6 weeks after my son was born, I realized I wanted to start playing the piano again. Singing to him day after day made me realize how much I had missed that. The music, the self-expression, and sharing this joy with someone. I started playing the piano at 8 like most people around me. I had a very rigid classical training at my local music school, and I have more memories of failing at musical exams than actually enjoying playing the music. And then at 18, like again most musicians, I gave up because I had to prepare for my studies, which was engineering school. I had no lessons, no piano, no time, so I moved on. And last year, 6 weeks after my son was born, I decided I wanted to start playing again. Maybe one day I could show him some easy tunes and we can sing and play together. I was not happy with the way I was taught as a child, and maybe I could show him this joy instead. At that point, I didn't have a piano, I didn't have a teacher, and my piano skills were really rusty. I wasn't sure I could actually read music anymore. So I googled buy an electric piano, I chose an entry-level Yamaha, I bought it with my savings, and I got the 70 kilo box delivered to my apartment, which is £150. Now that I had a piano, I got my old music sheets out and I started playing again. I started from scratch, from page number 1, and went through all the pages of the book. My son was delighted to sit on my lap and ruin the melody in the most cute way. I was playing the same songs over and over again, so I wasn't learning much anymore, but I realized that at least I was doing something. A few weeks later though, I realized that I was playing the same 4 songs over and over and over again. I was completely stagnating. Most of my music sheets were either too easy to be fun or too full of bad memories, and I couldn't find something at my level that I actually enjoyed either online or at my local library. I had thought I could teach myself because, I'm a French teacher, so if I can teach you French, I can teach myself piano. I know it sounds completely stupid now that I'm saying it. I was trying to learn alone, without goal, without guidance, and this is exactly what I tell my students not to do. You know that if you join one of my courses on Commune Française. Never do that. So of course it didn't work, and I left the piano untouched for a month. Finally, I realized that I was falling into that trap and I decided to apply my own advice. I looked for an experienced and serious teacher in Grenoble and I selected a few, and I was very lucky because the first one was perfect. Very strict, very committed, very direct. I loved her. Now, I had not played in 17 years and I didn't know what my level was. But I thought that with enough motivation and determination, I could get back to my teenage level in a few weeks. But my brain was not as quick and child-free as it was before, and I felt shame and embarrassment at my slow progress every week. I'm a teacher, so I know that learning can be difficult, but I didn't realize that I was making it much harder than was necessary. At that point, I had no satisfaction in the process. And obviously, after 7 months of self-deprecation and 5 weeks of confinement, my mind completely broke. I made the decision. I decided to sell my piano. I'm going to tell my teacher I'm too busy to practice, even though it's a lie, and I'm going to go back to my comfortable ignorance. That will be okay. And as usual, when I have to take a difficult decision, I took a very, very, very long shower, and it hit me. I was acting like a coward because I was in denial of a very simple reality. I was just not as good as I thought I was. Yet, and pure determination at the wrong level never works. I've been teaching that for 8 years. It never occurred to me in 7 months to apply this to myself. I needed a reality check. Was playing the piano for a few hours every week something I was committed to do for the next, let's say, 10 years? Yes, I was committed. Would I let a student of Commune Française give up for the same reason? Absolutely not, ever. Because I was sure that my goal mattered now, I needed to adjust my way of learning. The issue was that no one had ever taught me how to study and how to learn properly. So I bought 3 books about how to learn and study. I read them and took lots of notes. I had a chat with my teacher and we moved to simpler songs. And I started to thrive and make progress like I have never done before in any area of my life. And I loved it. I started to make flashcards for music theory. I did research online about new topics. I practiced my scales diligently. I learned the songs. I was loving it so much. I started feeling confident and happy, and even if I know it's going to take me years to be the kind of pianist who can play tunes at parties with friends, at least I feel strong, my mind is clear and I can see the path, and my son is back on my lap to ruin my melodies again. This was my story of almost giving up on something I truly love because I got overwhelmed and lost my way. Have you ever felt that when learning French? Share your story in the comments. When we're struggling, it's very comforting to see that we are not alone.